Hello everyone and welcome to my channel and welcome to this video. Today I will be showing you how I ink and painted this cute little mushroom, and for that I did use this Panart handmade watercolor book. Also for the watercolors I used my own handmade watercolors set Sky and Vibrant, and from the colors we will be needing some blues, yellows, browns, oranges, red, whatever you like, and your colors of fall you can definitely use here. And for the brushes I used this Dainyw number 1 mop brush and Raphael number 8 round brush. And to ink everything I did use this Micron 05. So that's going to be all the supplies we will be needing. They are all listed in the description box if you want to check something out. And without the further ado, let's get to work. But before we get into the details, I'm super excited to let you know that this year I also decided to do the Inktober. So we will be having our prompts and videos daily, but it's gonna be on my Patreon. I will also post here a couple of inserts from the videos or just sped up videos, but the full process each day will be on my Patreon. As long as you are a member, you will have the access, or you can purchase the entire collection and have it for a lifetime. We will be inking and painting fairy houses, so I'm sure it will be super fun, exciting. And if you want to check it out, you can always join in as a free Patreon and just see what's going on and then decide. And we will be starting with the inking, so I will just go around the sketch I already drew. And this sketch with many more is available on my Patreon for both free and paid members. I do like to ink on top of my sketch first, because that just keeps me focused and not get tangled up into the details before I finish the entire drawing and have the visual about everything. So now I am adding those details and some stylizing, just adding a little bit more of the ink to create some shadows and highlights. And also, as I mentioned, to stylize my painting, making parts of the lines a little bit thicker, parts leaving a little bit thinner. Also, I will add just a tiny bit of the shading underneath those dots, and I'm holding my ink pen very lightly, just barely touching also the paper. This tutorial, also in full length, real time, is again available on my Patreon if you like the in-depth tutorial. So just some shading. Around. Also on the other mushrooms. And the smaller ones, again you can see I did add a little bit of the thickness to some lines just to make everything a little bit more interesting, and you can see how it just comes to life with just a little bit of the ink and stylizing. Again, a little bit more of the shading underneath. I also wanted to make parts of the leaves lines a little bit thicker. A few more grasses on the side. And with that we are done with our inking. So now we can just move on to the watercolors. I did mix a little bit of the yellow and some orange. reddish tone for the top of my largest mushroom. And I do want to paint the right side a little bit darker and left side a little bit lighter for some highlights, and underneath a little bit of the yellow and some lighter brown. Second one, again using yellow and brown. I'm gonna lift a little bit of the paint on the side, just leaving again that right side a little bit darker for the shading, and then some brown at the bottom and just underneath the top of the mushroom. Third one, I do want to paint blue just to make it completely different from the rest. Again, right side a little bit more saturated, darker, left lighter for the highlights. At the bottom, I'm just topping in with the side of my brush some greens and grasses, also greens for the leaves, and some green splatters around, some orange splatters, and also I did add some shadows behind some of those dots. And those smallest mushrooms, I did want to paint a little bit purple. And at the end, just adding a few more details and more of the shadings, and just creating a little bit of the contrast between the light and shadow splatters, and finishing off the grasses with some greens, final splatters. And I did write in the text because I do like to write a note with each of my paintings in my sketchbook, and this time it let some magic to your life. Yeah, we should all do that, let some magic into our lives. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today for inking and painting this cute little mushrooms with me. Don't forget, if you would like to check out Inktober, just go ahead, follow the link for my Patreon. And if you do like this video, please hit the like button, share it, and comment. If you haven't still, please do subscribe to my channel. I have lots and lots of tutorials here, and I'm sure you will find something for yourself. And I hope I'll see you next time. Bye!